Before bringing this home to you, this is the number 7 of this mystery. Let me just give you a little epilogue. David Ben Gurion, in the early part of his life, was decidedly secular, could be considered an atheist. But as time went on, he spoke more and more assuredly of God, of the God of Israel. And he would quote the Bible more than any other Israeli leader. When he died in 1973, his office was preserved exactly as it was on his last day. On his desk was a Hebrew Bible, but not just the Old Testament, it had the New Testament in Hebrew. He was reading it. Around that time, 1973, I, who was an atheist, young kid, I picked up a book by accident that would change my thinking, that would lead to me coming to the Lord years later. It was called The Late Great Planet Earth by Hal Lindsey. Remember that? It's all about biblical prophecy coming true in the last days and Israel coming back into the world. On Ben Gurion's desk was The Late Great Planet Earth by Hal Lindsey. Wow. And it was well worn, like he had been going through it a lot, reading it again and again. We have seen today 3 mysteries behind the rebirth of Israel, of which the world has no idea. The hand of God was moving. What does it tell you? God is amazing. Amen. God is real. God is awesome. God is real awesome. Hallelujah. Think about how all these things took place beginning with a young Jewish boy in a Polish city seeing a man who, as a young Jewish boy, had a dream of the Messiah saying, "Prepare my people for my coming." And that young Jewish boy just happens to adjust his name to Hebrew. It becomes the same name as the last leader there. 40 years later, he becomes that leader. The British Empire just happens to choose a date to end their mandate, which the date pinpoints the resurrection of Israel prophesied by the prophet Amos for that day. And the day happens to be a Sabbath, so it's read right then. And then the return of Israel with all the twists and turns and the courses of individual lives, the courses of nations, the course of empires, world wars, even evil men trying to destroy Israel, all of it coming together. It all ends up converging on the year 1948, which happens to be embedded in the first command in the Jubilee to return. How do you do that? Hallelujah. Only God can do that. Only our God is real, and only our God can do that. He's moving. Every event had to come together exactly as it came together for it all to happen exactly as it did.
To find out how you can receive more of Jonathan's teachings, to receive special free gifts, or get in touch, go to hopeoftheworld.org or call toll-free 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's hopeoftheworld.org or call 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's 1-800-937-4821. You can also get more at Jonathan Cahn's Facebook page or write us direct at Hope of the World, Box 1111, Lodi, New Jersey 07644, USA.